morning, YouTube. How's everybody doing this bright and early morning? Fortunately, as a over-the-road truck driver, you're given constant uh, reminders that you got to get up. And one of the things it's like a not a warning, but it just lets me know it's time to go home. And I'm having a problem waking up in the morning. All that's meaning is, hey, I need to go home and reset the clock. You know what I mean? But it's all good. It's a part of doing what I do, and it's a part of being what I be. But hopefully, those two, come together as one. Every once in a while, they don't. Right now, I have to pull in and check my. I have a slow leak in one of my tires in the back. So since I am at a truck stop, we're gonna take our behind over here and check this tire real quick. That is one of the things that they do. You'll get a dang on ticket, and that ain't usually too much fun to be getting. So let's head back here and check this tire real quick. And you're saying, well, why don't you get it fixed? Well, yeah, I need to get it fixed, but that takes time. You know, as soon as I get free change, we got to hopefully ain't too bad. Down a little bit. Really still waking up, so I'll do it in about an hour when I get off my podcast. But hey, it's cold ass. Sure enough, waking a brother up. Say that. Sure enough, waking a brother up. But okay, the main thing I want to talk about this morning is, do you get more with honey or with vinegar? And what do I mean by that? Well, uh, tell you a little story about what I noticed or realized when I was cruising. Ah, dang it. Hit the wrong button. Hold on. Y'all excuse me just for a moment. I gotta reset this daggone thing. Okay. Yeah, that GPS sent me on a one-way street that I had to back up yesterday. I'm like, oh, brother. Okay. The story is about one of the cruises that I went on and why I have no problem um, giving extra money when and if I have it, um, to the room stewards and the people that serve us at night. And what do you say about that? Okay, well, none of these corporations like Carnival, Royal Caribbean, all that, they're not technically U.S. Uh, you know, they're not technically based in the United States. All their boats they are registered. A lot of times it's either Panama, Bermuda, or other different countries. So they don't have one our labor laws, and they don't treat their people a certain way. I don't know what they doing. All I know is they work the piss out of them. Now I remembered uh, one day, you know, it was one cruise where you recognize who serves you, because it's the same person every night. Well, this young lady, I remember, and I remembered after we were, cruising for a couple of days, I noticed her um, behind the lines um, in the, what do you call it, marketplace where, the buffet. I noticed her for a good, a good minute, working there. I thought, okay, well, probably had another job, you know. Um, Going on in the day, I can't remember that same young lady was doing, but I noticed her again doing something else. And this went on all day long. I kept on running into the same person, not, in where the places that I went and so forth and so on. And, when dinner had came, you know, okay, that was the time where you would definitely notice this person. Um, and then dinner had gone, and we had went out to dance and so forth and so on. I noticed. Oh, good morning, good morning, good morning. I'm telling the story about uh, certain things that are going on the cruise ship, and I noticed the same woman again later on that evening. And when you're cruising and you're vacationing, um, you kind of notice certain things. And then one more time, it was like around 11 o'clock at night, and I'm in the elevator and I see this young lady again, and I looked at her and I'm like, I did a double take, and I said, "Hey, you've been working all day?" With you know how your voice gets high for a question mark, and she just nodded in a sad look. Um, this had to be, I'm like, 13 hours or something like that. And I know they give them a break or whatever, 13 or 14 hours, because it was late that night and I was heading to the room to go to bed. Um, when I realized that, I was like, you know what? I need to stop being a cheapskate and give these people that are serving me, cleaning my rooms and stuff like that. I need to give them, if I got it, extra money. A lot of times, what I do is, I'm not balling like that. I save up for it. You know what I mean? I save up for it to give them a tip. And the reason I'm bringing this up is I was on a cruising channel the other day, the live, and people were giving their what for about it. And I think they were probably talking about Royal Caribbean. And what I mean by that, Royal Caribbean has, they have a max of like 6,000 or 7,000 freaking rooms, and you're thinking they have enough room stewards to clean these rooms at a good enough pace. A lot of times they don't. These poor people are giving a time limit because the boat. Well, here's what happens: the boat comes in early morning. They let let the last group of people that are coming on that cruise. They got to be off by like 8 or 9 o'clock, and then after that, they have to clean up everything. So you're talking if you got a boat that takes 7,000 freaking people, you got to clean all them rooms before a certain time. Well, like if they like 8 or 9 o'clock, you got to clean them rooms and get that room situated for the next people that start coming on. I think it's around like 12 o'clock. Or if you're one of the high end folks, that's even earlier than that. So what the people are complaining about is some people coming in and their rooms were not clean. And they were, one I would have did this, and I'm gonna say that, and I'm gonna do this, and I'm gonna do that. One guy even said he found a number two in his toilet. Which, first of all, that's nasty. But second of all, whoever had the room before you, you nasty. You know what I mean? And my thing is, and that's what the point of the what I wrote. Do you get more with vinegar or with honey? I believe personally you get more with honey. Now, yeah, I would be a little perturbed, but let me warn you about a little thing, a few things. You start acting up, you acting a fool to someone who has access to your room, someone who has access to your personal personal property, your toothbrush, your whatever. I've heard stories of stewards that clean the toilet that you was complaining about with your toothbrush. Okay? Hold on a second. I'm not gonna piss these people off. The same thing goes with the people that serve me at the table. If something wrong with that food, I learned a long time ago from my father. You never send nothing back. And I used to be a line chef. You never send nothing back because what you're doing is pissing them people off. And if they ain't got no morals, something coming back with that redone, and it ain't gonna be pleasant. So you never send nothing back. You just, we got the saying going to Karen and all this. I don't. I try not to live my life like that. And what am I saying about it? I don't want um all that anger is nothing but it's hurting you personally internally. I brought this up with my wife like that. I freak out. Yeah, I know you would. And then I'd be spending my time calming you down. So how would I have handled this situation? I come in the room. If the room is dirty, hey, excuse me, I would even do this. Excuse me, are you my new room steward? Oh yes, sir, sir. Okay, look. I'm not gonna yell and scream. My room ain't clean, bro. I need I need you to redo my room. Then I would give him, look, this is for you. What the tip I was gonna give anyway. And when they see, oh, this is not a regular, you know, pompous, whatever, they talk about us on these cruise ships like we ain't spit. Because we probably be treating them like that. And I treat these folks with respect. A lot of times when I do the cruise, I look for my room steward. How you doing? Hey, I give him 50, $75 right up front. Hey, bro, I'm here all week. I need you to take care of me. A lot of times it's called turn down. What that means, turn down means that they clean your room real good once and that's it for the day. A lot of times when I get homie his money up front, I get two turn downs. One in the morning, and they'll ask me, wouldn't you want me cleaning later on? You can do it after dinner or whatever. I'll let them know we leaving the room. You show them and give them that respect. and they will because you don't know what happened. They probably sweating. I need to I need to do this. I need to do that. And then they half behind do it because one, they probably can't get enough people. That's why Americans ain't gonna come in and be room stewards on a cruise ship. Americans ain't gonna be uh, waiting tables on a cruise ship. They're not gonna do it because they're not going to get paid what what we as Americans deserve to get, and I understand that, but these folks, you know, they're on these boats for six. They're like they're contract workers. They're on these cruise ships for 6 months at a time, working 14, 15-hour days. And and what you gonna do? You gonna sit here and get mad because something ain't done? Hey, I'm just going to let you know, hey, this is, this, I seen this or found that. One person had said that they found, black panties in one of the drawers. Okay, so what? That means someone forgot to, you know, someone forgot to grab them. Okay, well, I'm not going to tell a room store, hey, you forgot to do whatever. I'm just going to grab a garbage bag, use it as a glove, put it in the garbage. Simple as that. See, we make a mountain out of a molehill, a lot of the times, and it's you don't realize these people that are in service to take care of us. They look, they're human beings too. You know what I mean? Um, I've done service before. I was assistant restaurant manager. I understand. I've had to get out there and apologize and figure stuff out. I remember one time it was one of those really fancy burger places. Can't remember. Or I think it was like not fancy, but I think it was Red Robin. Red Robin. Ooh. We had went there and oh, we had went there and the lady took our orders. A young sister took our order and she literally forgot to put it in. And other people came in and we was just sitting there and sitting there and sitting there. And then we finally said, hey, um, what happened? Well, we've been waiting. Where's our food? And she was just the opposite. She started raising her voice. And I, my wife, who I am afraid of, she, I heard her voice change. It went from, concern to cold. I mean, Stone Cold Steve Austin. She didn't raise her voice. She didn't get mad, and she asked her. She she do you hear me raising my voice? I ain't raised my voice one moment. I want to speak to the manager. Let me speak to the manager. And from that point on, because my wife is a manager, in corporate, I just put my head down and was quiet. We as human beings, when we run into situations, we just a lot of times folks just want to get mad and screaming and yelling or whatever. That vinegar, it ain't and again, this is my opinion. This is my opinion. I believe. Yeah, yep, exactly. You I'm just being polite. I'm saying honey and vinegar. You know what I mean? And we as people, we 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 tend to get upset, or if we get in our feelings, you know what I mean. I I learned a while back, especially doing this as a truck driver. I used to be a blowhard, especially with this, you know, F bomb, F bomb. I'm dropping another. Here's another F bomb. Hey, have another F bomb and another F bomb. And I realized that, I was being, honestly, I was being a dick. And my new DM, he had called me one day, and I was already frustrated because the weight on my trailer wasn't right. So I'm trying to adjust it. He's called, hi, I'm your new DM, and I'm here to blah blah blah, and if you need anything, is everything okay? And blah 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 blah. And I laid into him. Don't call me, I'll call you. Blah 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 blah. F bomb, F bomb, F bomb. And the people at in dispatch knew how I was, and I it started realizing, hey, hold up, this guy didn't do nothing to me, and this the new people had changed over. Um, I shouldn't be the I shouldn't. I'm being the a hole, and I need to not do that. So I called him, later on, it was a few days later because I'm slow. I said, hey, I know you have to call me. I'm just telling you right now, I don't like it. I like to be left alone. I know you have to call me. Don't listen to me. Do your job. I want you to keep your job. You know what I mean? And he said, thank you. I appreciate that. And he would just make the phone call quick. Yeah, no, I'm all right. I'm heading down the road, blah, blah, blah. Um, Later on, you know, he became a really good dispatcher. And after a while, because he would call me, and I'm like, and then he finally got it. I don't have to bother Darren. I don't have to bother Darren. He's only gonna call if there's a problem. He's only gonna call if he needs something. He's only gonna blah blah blah. You know what I mean? And he realized that. Yeah, exactly. And I went back and I apologized. I profusely apologized because he told me that he was actually in tears. This is a young, I think he's Indian. I think he's a young Indian guy. He was actually in tears, and oh man, I felt like a royal, what. And now he actually follows me on YouTube. One of the things, he actually follows me on YouTube. I sent him pictures when and I explained it to him. Look, I really don't warm up to people real quick, and I apologize. And I was going down the whole line, and I even got him a bottle of rum, and he loved that. A bottle of rum from one of the places where I had cruised from. And from that point on, I learned, okay, there's a different way other than yelling and screaming. There's a different way. You don't need to be what's the magic word? Do unto others as you want done. I said, but I want somebody calling, yelling at me and acting like a royal, you know what? And I realized, no, that ain't right. So why am I acting that way? You know? And I've felt so much better since. And it's so funny. Um, what happens was when I come home and I have to park in our, terminal yard, what happens is a lot of times you unhook from your trailer, so you have to find a different one, a new one. And we've got a whole lot of new people in our dispatch, and we have two sides to our dispatch. One is the refrigerated side, and one is the dry side. I'm technically on the dry side, but I pull a refrigerated trailer because I do um, a specific um, route, and a lot of times I need a refrigerated trailer. You know, um, and I've already walked because I've been here. I've been at this place for about I'm going on 8 years, so I know. I don't just walk in the dispatch and say, "Hey, I need a trailer." No, I walk the lot. I walked the lot and check each trailer individually. And there was like 5 or 6 refrigerated trailers out there, and none of them worked. And I went inside and I told the I told the guy, hey, I need a trailer. And he says, okay, well ask so and so over there. He's on the refrigerator side. He'll get you a trailer. And I asked him, I said, hey, I've already walked the lot. There's no trailers out there. And he said, yeah, they are. And he went down the list. And I looked at him and he gave me the list. And I said, okay, first of all, I'm going to go back out there and I'm going to write what's wrong with each one of these trailers. And then I'm going to come back and then you're going to give me a. And then that was when the head guy said, hey, that's Darren. He works here. He's one of us. And I said, I walked over to the head guy. I said, I was about to tell him. And he said, no, no, no. I said, I deserve a pat on the back. You know, I, I, you know, I held my cool. And he was laughing. I was about to get the old one. He started patting me on the back. Yeah, yeah, you deserve a pat on the back. Because, yeah, you get more with sugar and more with honey than with vinegar. But sometimes people they take our meekness for weakness. No, don't do that's the wrong thing. You really don't want to do that because I'm not weak. I'm not meek. I decide to be this person. You decide to be nice. You decide to be gentle. You decide to be that polite person. And people think, they can just walk all over you. No, I want to be this nice guy, you know? I want to be the goofy person. I want to be the happy person. I was the miserable person. I don't like to be the miserable person. I don't want to be the miserable person. I want to do what makes me happy. And makes me happy is to have a smile on my face, you know? I walk, and you caught on to something. Yeah, I had a lot of hurt left in me, you know? For years I was treated like crap from these driver managers because they think they can say anything to you. I remember it was about a couple of weeks back. There was a storm coming across the I-80, and I was in Chicago, and I told him, I said, "Hey, uh, uh, I need my next. I'm going to be needing my next load." He said, "But let him know I don't want to go west." And he's trying to be a little. He's trying to do dispatch 101, which is thinking I can make him go anywhere. He said, "You're supposed to go to 48 states." I said, "No, I'm not going to 48 states. Not when there's a storm coming." You know what I'm saying? I said, I like, and I want to keep my job, bro. You know what I mean? So you need to you need to relax on that one. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. But you know, it is what it is. It is what it is. But like I said, I I take stuff to heart and I try to do the right thing. It's better, in my opinion, to be sweet. It's better, in my opinion, to be nice. It's better, in my opinion, because you know all the only thing vinegar does for you is it helps the masses in your stomach. So if I need to have vinegar, I'll just get some antacids. I don't need that. You know what I mean? Um, Same thing with these YouTube streets. We're going now. See how I moved over onto the YouTube street. You got some people out here on YouTube. Um, they think they misconstrue stuff. They think they can say anything to anybody, and they don't understand. Look, we we are trying. You're trying to get something accomplished. I'm trying to get something accomplished. You know, I'm gonna still try to show you the respect that you deserve. I'm gonna be nice and polite. If I see something, I remember one person was doing uh, a f- you know little cooking show, and right in plain sight was um, some roach spray, and I said you might want to, you might want to look around your surroundings before you start cooking. And I didn't want to just say, hey, what's with what's with the roast spray? But I said, hey, you might want to look around. And I was trying to point out that people are looking at your background. You know, I was excited about. I had like four can't stop walking shirts I had done up. This is my first rough draft, and I took a picture in the in the bathroom, and we had mess everywhere. Clothes all on the floor. You can see all the stuff on the counter. Look like World War III up in there. My wife said, "Boy, if you don't take that video down," and I looked, and oh yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Yeah, yeah. He said, "Boy, if you don't take that video down, it's still there, but I made the video private." Yeah, it's still there, but I made it private. I was like, oh boy, and you got to look at these things, and a lot of us are not made for YouTube. You know, like you said, hurt people hurt. If you still got that hurt in you, it's a switch that can 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 and will be flipped real quick on somebody. And you on live and you get a troll, or you get this one, or this one think they can say anything, you know. And I don't. I think it was like Miss T with T. The reason why she moved over, because you had a lot of people on her live were were blocking other people because everybody was a moderator. So that should tell you something. You just think about that. If she's having people being blocked or people being put to sleep or whatever, or put so on and so forth, timed out, that's telling you that a lot of people that we're all in there together. There's some problems in these YouTube streets. Think about it. You didn't have just one or two people. It was like a whole bunch of people. She said were being timed out and blocked. Somebody was doing that. Somebody had a problem with you. Somebody had a problem with them. And look, I ain't do none of that because guess what? That ain't my channel. That ain't my play. Now you come on my channel, yeah, we gonna do that. But no, that I ain't do it. Is intact. Yep. People nosy and observant. Yep. I stopped. I stopped. I every once in a while I'll do. Cause I'm more of a. Yeah, I do. I'm back into cruising, but a lot of my stuff is you know cutting my lawn. So I show you that, but I stopped showing the full front of my house. You know what I mean? I don't think I'm gonna have. Yeah, yeah, but and you're right. Some people are hating, but you know what? I didn't come into this to be like everybody else. I came into this to have fun, to be able to talk, to be able to meet folks, be able to learn something. And my channel's growing. Lately, I've lost like 4 subscribers, but I'm slowly growing. And I got no problem with that. Other people are growing like gangbusters. Went from like 2 people to now they done hit 1,000. But now, but guess what? They still got to get those hours. They got to get this, they got to get that, and then they got to have people watching also. Their videos. You got to have something that people want to see. Um, Mine is the cruising, and a lot of it is my lawn care stuff. I'm getting a ton. I'm getting a ton of views on what the heck? I press the button. That's what happens when you press the wrong button. I'm having more fun with this daggone StreamYard. That's what happens when you press the wrong daggone button. You know what I mean? I guess no, no. Well, I pressed the wrong button. Well, I pressed the wrong button, and my person that was watching uh, apologize about that, but I'm gonna stay on for just a few more minutes anyway. Uh, It's I, and thank you, Miss B, for coming by. What happened was I pressed the wrong dang button, and hey, when you get old, I think I got by. I mean, I'm trying to look at the. You can't do all that. Try to drive a truck and then figure out what button you hit. So that's why I had to pull over and get back into it. But that's why I'm up also. What I say about that? Well, we need to be more. I I I think we as a people, especially as a country, to be need to be more nice to each other. Um, like it said in the comment, hurt people hurt. Um, you don't want to hurt people's feelings, but a lot of times you do. Um, it's not the way we need to be. You don't know what that person's going through. You don't know what uh, the conversation could and would and should have been. You don't know that you might have hurt their feelings. So just remember that. Like it's a quick subject. Um, that you do get better with honey than with vinegar. I've done a lot of stuff where um, I would say, look, normally I'd be yelling and screaming right now, but I have a problem. Can you help me? Normally I would have done this, but and people hey, I respect that. That you came at me and said, hey, in the right way. Um, Normally I would have did this. I would have said that, but no, you came at me the right way. And it's a lot of times we just got to understand that you got to come at somebody the right way, and the right way is just be nice to each other. Be nice, you know. Even when that person does want to be nice, be that better person. Be the nice one until you've got no other recourse. I mean, I'm gonna tell you, just take all of it, but be that person. Be nice. Be the be that gentle person. Because we need more of that nowadays. We really do. But I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna shut this one down because my only the only person that was in my live stream is gone and they ain't coming back because I hit the wrong button. Sorry about that, Miss Miss V. But thanks for coming by. God bless and peace out.